You are the chosen one. You stand in a small kitchen. The light is cold. The table is crowded with bills. Your hands are tired, and your heart is heavy. You sit in a hospital hallway. The clock moves slow. The air smells like bleach. A name is called. It is not yours. You return to a quiet apartment. The chair is empty. The phone does not ring. The silence grows like a wall. Yet heaven has written a different ending. And the ending begins here. Hear me, chosen one. You were not picked by accident. You were picked on purpose. A mark rests on your life. A mark of mercy and power. The Most High has set a banner over you, and the banner is love, and the banner is promise. This is not a clip meant to entertain you. This is a call. This is a summons. This is a holy appointment. The ancient balm meets a modern wound. The old story speaks to your new day. The word enters your real life. Identity comes first. Trial comes next. Breakthrough follows. Honor rises. Mission takes root. Let this cadence guide you. Short steps, then long strides, then stillness, then a shout. Breath in, breath out, then speak. I name the pain, fear in your chest, debt like a shadow, shame over old mistakes, loneliness like an echo in an empty stairwell, fatigue in the morning before the day has even started, grief that sits at the edge of your bed like an uninvited guest. These things tried to write your story. They failed. Lift your head, chosen one. The one who chose you is faithful. The cross has already paid the bill you could not pay. The cross has already carried the weight you could not carry. The cross has already spoken a better word over your name. By that word, you rise. By that word, you breathe again. Think of Joseph in the prison, forgotten by people, remembered by God. That cell was a hallway. That hallway led to counsel with kings. That counsel saved a nation. Your hallway looks like a night shift, or a bus stop, or a waiting room. Yet it ends in a room you have not imagined. Hidden is not wasted. Hidden is preparation. Think of David in the field. No one saw him. God saw him. Oil waited for him. Song grew in him. Skill grew in him. Courage grew in him. He met a giant and did not bow to the noise. He ran with a simple tool and a clear heart. And the giant fell. You will face your giant in the office, or at the bank, or in your own mirror. You will not bow to the noise. Think of Esther in a strange palace. She carried favor and fear in the same body. Yet purpose overruled fear. She spoke, and a people lived. You will speak, and your household will live. You will speak, and your career will live. You will speak, and your future will live. Think of Job, who sat on the ashes. His friends offered theories. His heart ached. His breath was short. His eyes were sore. He heard the voice that framed the oceans, and hope returned. You will hear that voice as you wash dishes, as you wait for test results, as you sit on the bus with your eyes closed. Hope will return. Now we move from memory to this moment. Open your hands. Say these lines with me. I am chosen. I am not forgotten. I am not late. I am not beyond repair. I am the work of a wise builder, and my blueprint comes from above. My life will overflow with peace and right timing. My steps align with divine purpose. If this truth speaks to you, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. It is a prophetic sign of your divine alignment. Now we address your real scenes again, because faith must touch the ground. In finance, you open your banking app and your stomach drops. Yet you choose order, you create a plan, you call the creditor, you sow a small seed, you work with honesty, and favor begins to follow structure. In health, you keep the appointment, you take the walk, you choose rest over endless scrolling, you speak life over your body, and wisdom partners with prayer. In relationship, you offer a gentle word first. You listen before you explain. You forgive before you are asked. And your home begins to breathe again. This is faith with shoes on. This is hope that pays the next bill and makes the next call. This is love that returns to the table every day and builds something steady. Your spirit is not separate from your schedule. Your miracles grow in the soil of your habits. Hear the cadence. Short sentence, long sentence, breath, another step, declaration, then action, then quiet gratitude. This rhythm breaks anxiety. Now a charge for your heart. Refuse the voice that says you are behind. Refuse the voice that says you are not worthy. Refuse the voice that says it will never change. Lift a louder voice. Say, light is entering my days. Say, supply is meeting my needs. Say, wisdom is guiding my decisions. Say, courage is filling my chest. Say, Favor is opening doors that no one can shut. Remember the rooftop scene where friends carried the one who could not walk. They did not turn away when the doorway was blocked. They created a new doorway. Your friends may change. Your helpers may come from unexpected places, yet help will come. Ask, receive, move. Community is a healing river. You may say this season looks slow. Slow is not the enemy. Slow is a teacher. In slow seasons, roots go deep. Patience grows. Clarity grows. Authority grows. When the window opens, you will be ready. Not rushed, not brittle, ready. Let these declarations settle in your chest. My value is not measured by my last mistake. My future is not limited by my present balance. My body is not my enemy. My body is a temple. My body will recover. My relationships are not graves. My relationships can live again. My work is not a curse. My work can become service and strategy. Take a minute and breathe. Inhale peace, exhale fear. Inhale courage, exhale shame. Inhale wisdom, exhale confusion. Receive what you need for the next step. A story returns to mind. Bartimaeus cried out. The crowd tried to mute him. He refused the muzzle. He rose. He received sight. He walked a new road. You are rising in the same way. You will no longer let the crowd define your volume. You will no longer wait for permission to believe. You will no longer let delay define identity. Rise, step, speak. If this truth speaks to you, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. It is a prophetic sign of your divine alignment. Now we close this first chapter with a charge and a picture. Walk into tomorrow with a steady pace. Carry quiet strength. Carry clean words. Carry a clear yes and a clear no. Expect doors to open. Expect help to appear. Expect wisdom to arrive right on time. Expect your heart to find a new rhythm that lasts. Hold this single image as the screen fades. A heavy door slowly opens, and a wide beam of morning light stretches across the floor. You thought the wilderness would never end. You prayed and the sky felt closed. You worked hard and the doors stayed shut. You gave your best and people misunderstood you. You felt like a number on a form, and you felt small. You waited in a clinic hallway, and your chest was tight. You stood at the sink late at night, and your tears fell with the water. Yet a quiet promise was already moving toward you. Chosen one, you are not lost. The wilderness is not punishment. It is preparation. It is where roots go deep. It is where strength is forged. It is where your voice learns to call on God without noise. What you call delay, heaven calls training. What you call emptiness, heaven calls room for new oil. You are not drifting. You are being guided with care. Look at Moses in the desert. He thought his story was over. He kept sheep. He kept silence. There he learned to hear. There he learned to turn aside. There he learned a steady pace. In the same way, your quiet job is not a curse. Your slow season is not a failure. Your quiet house is not the end of your joy. Formation looks like routine, but routine is a holy classroom. Look at David in the field, ignored by men, seen by God. He wrote songs no one heard. He fought lions no one praised. He built courage no one measured. Then a giant appeared, and the field had done its work. You may face a giant at a bank desk or in your inbox or in your own mirror. Run with a clear heart and a simple tool, and the noise will fall. Look at Esther in a strange palace. Favor and fear lived in the same body. She stepped forward anyway, and a people lived. You will step forward in a meeting, or in a courtroom, or at a kitchen table. Your voice will carry weight. Your yes will open a path. Your no will close a trap. Look at Job on the ashes. Questions covered him like dust. He met the voice that framed the seas, and his breath returned. You will hear that same voice while you wash dishes, or wait for results, or ride the bus with your eyes closed. Hope will return, steady and sure. Now breathe. Say this with me. I am chosen. I am not late. I am not beyond repair. I am guided by a wise hand. My blueprint is divine. My steps align with purpose. My days will overflow with peace and right timing. If this truth speaks to you, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. It is a prophetic sign of your divine alignment. We bring faith down to the ground. In finance, you open your banking app and your stomach drops. Yet, you choose order, you list every bill, you call the creditor, you build a plan, you sow a small seed, you honor your word, and favor follows structure. In health, you keep the appointment, you drink water, you walk after dinner, you choose rest over endless scrolling, you speak life over your body, and wisdom partners with prayer. In relationship, you offer a gentle word first. You listen before you explain. You forgive before you are asked. And your home begins to breathe again. Faith with shoes on looks like this. Hope that pays the next bill looks like this. Love that returns to the table looks like this. Hear the rhythm. Short sentence, long sentence, breath. Another step. Declaration, then action, then quiet gratitude. This is how anxiety breaks. This is how new strength grows. A story rises. Bartimaeus cried out on a roadside. The crowd tried to mute him. He refused the muzzle. He rose. He saw. He followed. You will no longer let the crowd set your volume. You will no longer ask for permission to believe. You will no longer call delay your identity. Rise, step, speak. Let me talk to the voice of shame. Shame says you are behind. You answer, I am in process. Shame says you are unworthy. You answer, I am chosen. Shame says this will never change. You answer, I have a promise. Lift a louder voice. Say, light is entering my days. Say, wisdom is guiding my decisions. Say, supply is meeting my needs. Say, courage is filling my chest. Say, favor is opening doors that no one can shut. Some seasons move slow. Slow is a teacher. Roots deepen in slow places. Clarity grows in slow places. Authority grows in slow places. When the window opens, you will be ready. Not rushed, not brittle, ready. Return to simple practices. Make your bed. Bless your home. Bless your desk. Bless your phone. Speak peace over your schedule. Set boundaries with kindness. Eat with gratitude. Work with integrity. Serve with joy. Small obedience is a wide gate for big miracles. Remember the rooftop story. Friends carried the one who could not walk. The doorway was blocked, so they made a new doorway. Ask for help. Receive help. Become help. Community is a healing river, and you will swim in it. Your pride will not drown you. Your humility will lift you. Lift your eyes. The wilderness blooms when faith waters the soil. You will find manna where you saw sand. You will find water where you saw rock. You will find a path where you saw nothing but distance. Provision is already on the move toward you. If this word is for you, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. Agree with the promise and mark your alignment. Take this charge. Refuse despair. Choose steady hope. Honor rest. Honor work. Practice forgiveness until it becomes muscle memory. Practice gratitude until it becomes your accent. Your future is not fragile. Your calling is not a rumor. Your season is not random. Walk with a steady pace. Carry clean words. Expect open doors. Expect timely help. Expect instructions that seem small and turn out to be keys. Expect your heart to keep a new rhythm that lasts. Hold this single image as the scene fades. A dry valley under your feet. Then a clear river begins to run, and it keeps running. You stand in a valley of giants. Not giants of iron and armor, but giants of bills, giants of diagnosis, giants of rejection, giants of delay. They lift their voices, and they try to rename you. They say you are small. They say you are late. They say you are finished. Chosen one, do not bow. Stand. This is the chapter of the giant. It is the place where courage wakes up. It is the place where faith grows legs. David did not wait for the giant to come to him. He ran. He ran with a clear heart and a clean aim. He had a sling and a stone and a word. You have the same. You have a quiet fire that does not go out. Look at your daily ground. In finance, the email says payment due. Your stomach drops. Yet you open the spreadsheet. You list the real numbers. You call the lender. You plan the next step. You keep your word, and order begins to push back chaos. In health, the report shakes you. Yet, you keep the appointment. You take the walk. You honor sleep. You speak life to your body, and wisdom partners with prayer. In relationship, the house is quiet and tense. Yet you speak one soft sentence. You listen without hurry. You forgive before you are asked, and the air starts to breathe again. This is a sling in your hand. These are stones you can throw. Giants are loud, but volume is not victory. Giants are tall, but height is not authority. Faith does not deny the size of the thing in front of you. Faith declares the size of the God within you. Faith is steady. Faith is simple. Faith takes one step and then another. Faith says, today I stand. Today I act. Today I speak peace over my ground. Remember the field where David learned to fight. No crowds, no cameras, no praise. Only lions, only bears, only practice. The field looked small, But the field built a king. Your field is the bus ride at dawn, the double shift, the empty inbox, the quiet dinner for one. Your field looks small, but your field builds a champion. You are learning focus. You are learning aim. You are learning to move without panic. Now hear the old story through a new door. Goliath cursed David by many names. David answered with one name, the name that holds covenant, the name that sends giants to the dust. When fear throws many words at you, answer with one word. Answer with promise. Answer with peace. Answer with it is finished. And keep walking. If this truth speaks to you, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. It is a prophetic sign of your divine alignment. Train your voice. Say, my God is greater. Say, my future is secure. Say, my giant will fall. Say, my mind is steady. Say, my home is covered. Say, my steps are guided. Look again at your scenes. At the office, a project fails. Blame circles the room. You could hide. You choose to stand. You speak truth without rage. You bring a solution, and you regain the ground. At the clinic, the nurse calls your name. Your heart races. You breathe slow. You pray a simple line. You remember that peace is a shield, and you receive strength for the next step. At the kitchen table, the silence is heavy. You bring bread. You bring a gentle question. You say, I am sorry for my part. And a door opens by inches. This is how giants lose power. They lose power when you act with calm authority. There is a secret about giants. They always appear near promotion. They stand near the doorway to a new level. They roar to make you retreat. You will not retreat. You will take 4 steps and then 1 more. You will face what others avoid. You will be known for steady courage. Consider Gideon, who called himself the least. He hid in a wine press while fear patrolled the streets. A word found him, and a new name found him. Mighty in battle. You may feel small, yet a new name is on your life. Faithful in pressure, calm in crisis, strong in service. Carry that name into your day. Some of you carry old labels. Failure. Too late. Not enough. Place those labels in your hand and let them fall to the floor. Pick up new labels. Trusted, prepared, aligned, anointed. Speak them as you walk to work and as you drive home at night. If this word confirms your season, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments, agree with the promise, and mark your alignment. Strategy follows faith. Do one bold thing today. Make one call you have feared. Send one application you have delayed. Have one hard talk with kindness. Set one boundary with peace. Delete one distraction that steals your morning. Give one gift that breaks the grip of fear over money. One stone at a time, one step at a time. The giant does not fall because you talk about it. The giant falls because you act with a clear aim. Now, speak to the night thoughts. When fear visits your bed, answer with promise. When shame brings old films, answer with mercy. When dread lists every what if, answer with even if. Even if the storm rises, I will not fold. Even if the inbox is empty, I will build again. Even if the budget is tight, I will honor God and steward well. This is not denial. This is discipline of hope. Do not measure your future by the noise of today. Noise peaks before it fades. The loudest moment of the giant was the last moment before he fell. Hold your aim steady. Breathe. Release the stone in your hand. Trust the path of that stone. Trust the hand that guides it. When victory breaks through, remember humility. Take the head of the story, not the head of your neighbor. Lay down pride before it lays you down. Share the testimony without the show. You are not trying to impress a crowd. You are building a life that shines in quiet rooms. You are building a name that fits in heaven. You are building a future that your children will rest in. This is honor that does not starve your soul. The vision closes with one image. The giant is falling in slow motion. Dust rises, but you do not flinch. You walk forward and pick up a crown that was waiting behind the shadow. This is the chapter of the prison. Not iron bars, not stone walls, but the invisible chains of delay, of silence, of waiting. You prayed and the answer did not come. You knocked and the door did not move. You tried and the result was the same. The cell feels final, but it is only a hallway. It is not the verdict. It is not the last word. Joseph knew this hallway. Betrayed by brothers, sold for silver, forgotten by friends. He sat in a place called closed, yet heaven was writing open. He waited in a season called delay, yet heaven called it preparation. Chosen one, hear this truth. The prison is not your ending. It is your classroom. It is your training ground. The palace was not built on the throne. It was built in the cell. The crown was not formed in comfort. It was formed in silence. Look at your life now. You send resumes. No call comes back. You start the business. The profit is not enough. You show kindness, but silence answers you. You pray, but the answer is slow. You believe, but the miracle is not yet seen. It feels like 4 walls and no door. But listen, walls are not permanent. Doors open in a moment. Keys turn without warning. What looks like a delay is heaven building capacity inside you. Faith in the prison is different. It is not loud. It is steady. It is not always celebrated. It is tested. Faith in the prison says, I still rise. I still plan. I still believe. Faith in the prison plants seeds that will one day feed nations. Joseph did not know it, but every day in the cell trained his leadership, sharpened his focus, prepared his spirit for the palace. You too are in training. Even when it feels like nothing is moving. See your daily cell. In finances, you stretch the little, you budget with wisdom, you resist the impulse, and you honor God with what you have. In health, you keep the routine, you walk the small steps, you follow the plan, you do not quit. In relationships, you forgive in silence, you pray for those who wound you, you choose to stay kind, though no one thanks you. This is prison faith. And prison faith grows strong. If this truth touches you, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches, the comments. Mark your agreement with divine timing. Consider Paul and Silas in the jail. They were beaten, chained, and shut in. Yet at midnight, they sang. Not at morning, not at freedom, but at midnight, they lifted praise. And the earth shook, and the doors opened, and the chains fell. Chosen one, your midnight is not your defeat. It is your altar. Your song is a weapon. Your praise is a key. Your sound in the dark can break the silence of chains. Sing when you do not feel it. Give thanks when nothing moves. Pray when the silence is heavy, because midnight is the moment when light is closest, and heaven still shakes earth for those who dare to sing in chains. Now look at your own midnight. At the table with unpaid bills, speak gratitude for the roof you still have. At the hospital waiting room, whisper thanks for the breath still in your lungs. At the lonely room, lift a song that no one else hears, and angels join your harmony. You may not see it yet, but chains are cracking, walls are trembling, doors are turning. The sound of praise is more powerful than the sound of despair. Do not despise the hidden season. When no one calls your name, heaven calls your name. When no one sees your effort, God records every step. When the hallway feels long, remember that hallways always lead to doors. No hallway lasts forever. No waiting stays endless. No silence is final when God has spoken a promise over you. Write this in your spirit. Delay is not denial. Silence is not absence. Waiting is not wasted. Every seed buried in the ground looks like death, but spring proves it is life. Every buried dream looks finished, but God knows how to breathe on dry bones. Every closed door looks permanent, but heaven has keys. If this word confirms your journey, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches, the comments. Declare your faith in the season of waiting. Joseph woke one morning in prison. By night, he sat in the palace. One day shifted his life. One call changed his future. So it will be with you. You cannot predict the moment, but you can prepare for it. You cannot control the timing, but you can stay ready. The day of release will come, and you will walk out stronger than when you walked in. Keep learning in the prison. Read the book. Practice the skill. Plan the vision. Save the small coins. Pray the steady prayer. Forgive the hidden wound. Every small act is rehearsal for the palace. Every small decision builds capacity for the future. Think of Daniel in the den. He did not argue. He did not panic. He simply prayed, as always, and the mouth of lions shut. Your steady habit is your shield. Your daily prayer is your defense. Your quiet faith is the wall around your soul. Even in the den, the faithful find angels standing guard. Do not waste the prison season. Build strength in the silence. Build prayer in the dark. Build discipline in the waiting. Prisons become platforms when you refuse to give up. Chains become testimonies when you choose to sing at midnight. See this picture. You in the cell. The key turning. The door swings open. Light floods in. You step forward with steady steps, not rushed, not frantic, but sure. The hallway of the prison is ending. The door of the palace is before you, and a crown is waiting at the threshold. This is the chapter of the fire. Not fire that warms, but fire that tests. The heat of accusation, the flame of betrayal, the furnace of pressure. You stand in it and wonder, will I burn? Will I break? Will I be consumed? But chosen one, the fire does not come to destroy you. It comes to refine you. It is not the end. It is the forge, the place where weakness melts and strength is born. Think of the three young men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, bound, thrown into the furnace, surrounded by flame. The king looked and saw not 3, but 4, one like the Son of God walking with them. The fire did not consume them, it released them. The ropes burned, but their clothes did not. The chains broke, but their lives were preserved. The furnace became the stage for the miracle. The very heat became the proof of divine presence. Look at your furnace. In your job, false words spoken against you, motives misunderstood, decisions twisted. In your body, pain that lingers, reports that sound final. In your home, tension that rises like smoke, silence that burns like flame. You feel heat on every side. Yet hear this, the fire is not proof of absence, it is proof of presence. The fourth man still walks in the fire. You are not alone, even when every sense says you are. If this truth speaks to you, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. It is a prophetic sign of your divine alignment. The fire reveals what is temporary. It burns away the rope. It burns away the lie. It burns away the false label. It leaves what is eternal: faith, courage, integrity, hope. The fire you fear may be the very fire that frees you. You lose the rope, but you keep your name. You lose the chain, but you keep your soul. You lose the false, but you keep the eternal. Consider Peter, sifted like wheat. He denied, he fell, yet the fire of shame became the fire of purpose. He stood again, he preached again, he became the rock. The fire did not end him, it defined him. So it will be with you. What looks like breaking will become building. What feels like ruin will become renewal. See how fire works in daily life. At the office, the review is harsh. You feel cut down, yet you choose to learn. You sharpen your skill, you improve your craft, and fire becomes teacher. At the hospital, the report is heavy. You cry, you pray, you choose discipline, you hold peace, and fire becomes purifier. At the kitchen table, conflict rises. You lower your voice, you listen, you forgive, you speak peace, and fire becomes healer. On the street, rejection hits, but you still lift your head, you still honor others, and fire becomes refiner. In each place, the heat is real, but the result is gold. Faith in the fire is steady. It says, even here, even now, I trust. It says, I will not bow to fear. I will not collapse to despair. It says, my God is with me in the flame. This faith does not wait for rescue to declare hope. It declares hope in the furnace. It does not wait for the morning to sing. It sings in the night of heat. It does not wait for applause. It sings without an audience, because heaven listens. If this word confirms your walk, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. Let it mark your agreement with fire turned to freedom. Remember Job, loss, grief, ashes. Yet he said, when he has tested me, I will come forth as gold. Job sat in fire deeper than words, yet his faith held, and his end was greater than his beginning. Fire is not the thief. Fire is the refiner. The thief is despair. The thief is unbelief. The thief is surrender. Do not hand your crown to despair. Do not give your future to fear. Take this declaration into your day. Say, I will walk through fire and not be consumed. Say, I will rise from ashes with new strength. Say, I will stand with peace in the heat of pressure. Say, my God is with me, and I will not burn. Say, the flames refine me, the fire frees me, the furnace prepares me. Picture your furnace again. The flames roar, but you stand steady. The chains fall, but your faith stands. The enemy expected you to collapse, but you endure, and in the eyes of many, your endurance becomes testimony. The furnace turns to altar, the heat turns to witness, the fire turns to glory. See how gold is formed, or pulled from the earth, placed in the furnace. Impurities rise, pure metal remains. So it is with you. Pressure reveals, fire refines, what is left is stronger than what entered. This is not punishment. This is promotion through process. Consider Isaiah's words. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. This is not poetry. This is promise. You may feel heat, but you will not be consumed. You may smell smoke, but you will walk out whole. You may see flame, but your steps will lead to freedom. See this image as the chapter closes. You walk out of the furnace, smoke behind you, chains on the floor. Your clothes are whole, your head is high, your faith is stronger, and a crown gleams in the light beyond the fire, waiting for the one who did not quit. This is the chapter of the crown, not a crown of gold only, but a crown of calling, not jewelry for the head, but authority for the soul. You walked through night, through giants, through prison, through fire. Now heaven places before you the symbol of endurance, the sign of victory, the mark of destiny. A crown is never given at the start. It is earned through valleys, through scars, through the unseen faith of midnight. David did not wear the crown in the field. He wore it after the battle. Esther did not wear the crown in silence. She wore it after the risk. Paul did not speak of the crown in comfort. He spoke of it in trial. The crown is for those who did not quit. Look at your journey. Every bill paid with tears, every night endured with prayer, every rejection turned into growth, every delay carried with faith. These were not wasted. They were steps toward the throne that now waits for you. The enemy said you were finished, but the crown says you are chosen. The world said you were forgotten, but the crown says you are appointed. If this truth burns in you, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. It is a prophetic seal that your crown is near. The crown is not only for honor, it is for mission. To wear it means to serve. To hold it means to lead. You are not crowned just to shine. You are crowned to lift others. Your scars are not decorations, they are instructions. Your testimony is not just a story, it is a blueprint for those still in the fire, still in the prison, still before their giant. See how this plays in life. At your work, you no longer strive just to prove yourself. You stand to guide, to mentor, to bless. At home, you no longer fight only for your peace. You create peace for others. In health, your recovery becomes a message. Your endurance becomes a torch. Your life becomes a crown that others can see and follow. Faith has brought you here, but faith also leads you forward. The crown is not an ending. It is an assignment. It says rise, go, serve, bless. It says your story is bigger than you thought. Your influence is wider than you knew. Your purpose is greater than your pain. If this word touches your spirit, hit like and subscribe. Write 333 inches the comments. Declare that you receive the mantle of calling, and see this final image. A door opens wide, light floods through. You step forward. Hands place a crown upon your head, not of vanity, but of destiny, not of pride, but of purpose. You lift your eyes, and in the reflection of glory, you see what heaven always saw. You were chosen, you endured, you overcame, and now you wear the crown.